Elder Smith here, and today I'd like to continue where we left off in Genesis, and we're now in chapter 35. And God said unto Jacob, Arise and go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Then Jacob said unto his household, and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods that were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him, and he built there an altar, and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Elon Bachuth. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty, be fruitful and multiply, a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone, and he poured a drink offering thereon, and poured oil thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him, Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath, and Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass that when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni, but his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way of Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob set up a pillar upon her grave, that is the pillar of Rachel's grave, unto this day. And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the tower of Edar. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin, the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan and Naphtali, the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him, and Padanaram. Now, these names sound familiar to you. That's because the 12 tribes of Israel were named after these sons. For the 12 tribes are the descendants of these sons. Now, this isn't all 12 tribes just yet, for there are others that are going to come, just 2 others, but they will come at a later time. And Jacob came unto Isaac, his father, unto Mamre, unto the city of Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. And the days of Isaac were 180 years, and Isaac gave up the ghost, and died, and was gathered unto his people, being old and full of days. And his sons, Esau and Jacob, buried him. So we're witnessing more of the blessings and the evidence that God is with Jacob, because he reminds him that his name isn't to be called Jacob anymore, but is to be called Israel. And as he journeyed through the land, all the people that would attack him, the cities that would be enemies of him, they feared God. They didn't worship him, but they knew of him, and they had a fear of him, for they knew all the things that God had done to Jacob and for Jacob, and blessed him, and because of that, they were too afraid to go against him. And this was after the situation with Dinah, where the 2 brothers went in and killed everyone of the city because of what the king did to their sister Dinah. Jacob at that time was afraid. He was afraid what the others in the land might think. But God was still with him, and because God was still with him, the other cities knew it, and they feared him for it. Then God spoke more to Israel and told him all the things that I just read here. He's now returned unto his family, and Isaac, his father, has finally passed away. Now it is time for Israel to take Isaac's place, just as Isaac took Abraham's place as the leader of the family. As the people continue to multiply, for God made a promise. God made a promise to Abraham that his seed would become a great nation. After that, Abraham had Isaac. But as we know, one man can't make an entire nation. Isaac had Jacob. Once again, one man cannot become an entire nation. Yet, God's promise stands. When God makes a promise, that promise will be fulfilled. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And now we see evidence of this promise coming to pass. For Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, is having 12 sons, which will become the descendants, or the ancestors, at the beginning of the 12 tribes of Israel. We're seeing them starting to multiply, for they too will have sons, but that'll be at a later time when we'll read more about that. Anyways, remember the study, the show thyself approved, rightfully dividing the word, put on the whole armor of God, and fight the good fight.